How do you know when you're taking on too much? Do you start to feel overwhelmed? Do you sleep a little bit extra? Do you lash out? Do you slam the door as you're leaving? Because that's what I do. In today's episode on the Self-Love Archives, we're going to be talking about how to know when you are overwhelmed, overstressed, overstimulated, and when you're just taking on too much, and how to reorganize, reprioritize, and figure out what your next steps forward are so that you're not overwhelmed or stressed or taking on too much anymore. Welcome back to the Self-Love Archives. I am your host, Julia Salvia, your big sister, your self-love bestie. And welcome back, or welcome. If you are new here, thank you so much for being here. And if you have been here, also thank you so much for being here. This episode today, as I think most of my episodes, just resonate with me and what's going on in my life right now. Whatever I feel called to talk about, whatever I believe I can talk about for a solid period of time, because I'm just talking to you guys. I'm technically talking to no one right now. This is exactly how I feel right now. I am so overwhelmed, stressed, and I am taking on too much. And my excuse for that is usually, it's just me. It's just one of my characteristics, just one of those things that I do through, especially through the months, between the months of like September and December. I am overwhelmed up the ass. And it's getting to me. I'm almost 30 and it's time, friends. It's getting to me. I didn't believe it when everyone that was 30 and above said, "Oh, once you're 30, you're not going to be able to do that. Pulling all of that, not all-nighter anymore. You're not going to be able to do this or stay out that long. Like, you're going to feel those aches and pains." I'm so mad that all of those people were right. I'm so mad. Oh, maybe it's just getting to my head. Maybe. Coming up this week, we have a Mercury in retrograde. Night of the 12th or the very, very early morning of the 13th, depending on where you are in the world. I'm in the Eastern time zone, so it will be very early morning, the 13th of December. Mercury is going to be going retrograde in Capricorn. It's then going to move into Sagittarius, and we are going to feel this between the 13th, 12th, 13th, all the way up until the very 1st of 2024, January 1st of 2024. Can you believe it's 2024? What? What in the fucking shit? I don't even know. What? Before this retrograde happens, we are experiencing a new moon in Sagittarius on the 12th. These both coinciding together right before the end of the year. This would be the podcast episode for today, right before Mercury in retrograde. So what all of this means. New moons are a time for newness. The way that I look at it is a new moon is a moment to relax, a moment to soak it all in, a moment to chill out. When it comes to a new moon, this is a moment to set your intentions. This is a moment to really think forward on what your next moves are. So this new moon in Sagittarius is really going to be pushing us to be optimistic. It's going to be very forward thinking. We're going to be looking into the future. So the 12th might be a really lovely day, or up until the 12th might be a really lovely day to set your intentions for the new year, to write your goals down, make a vision board, set up your calendar for the new year. But with the Mercury retrograde coming right after, I don't recommend trying to push yourself to complete or do any of these goals before 2024 comes around. I think we get a little sparkle of light with Sagittarius, the Sagittarius new moon, and then we go into the retrograde in the Mercury retrograde in Capricorn, where we're really getting serious. We're asked to be realistic. We're asked to really look at our lives. As I always say, the best way to describe a retrograde is that it's a time to look at all of the re's in your life. So all of the RE's. And I'm even talking like relax, realistic, but mostly the words like reevaluate, redo, revisit, anything that starts with RE. So retrograde, RE, re, and then look at all the RE words. And those are all the things that a retrograde is asking you to do. It's not a scary time. It's not the end of the world. Could a couple of things get a little messed up? Sure. Could you run into a little bit of traffic? Did your package come late? Sure, maybe, probably. And in saying packages, this is a retrograde, a Mercury retrograde in Capricorn. So Capricorn really has to do with a lot of finances and money. Order your Christmas gifts. Like stat. Stat. Okay? I think I'm already experiencing part of this retrograde because I've ordered a lot of things, and I've ordered almost all of my Christmas gifts minus a few, which I'm going to get on quickly beginning of this week. But I'm already, I feel like, experiencing a little of this retrograde because a lot of my packages are getting delayed. And that is not, like, it's almost too many. It's almost too many. It's weird. But we start off with this retrograde in this way of like getting serious, being realistic, very focused on listening to our heads, with it being in the very grounded, realistic sign of Capricorn. We're going to be experiencing a lot of the realistic things going wrong. And I don't like that word wrong because it's not like things go wrong. It's just like I said, traffic, maybe a package gets delayed, things like that, very realistic things. So we start this retrograde in Capricorn, but then it quickly moves into Sagittarius. And with our new moon in Sag, and then our Mercury retrograde moving into Sag, we go from this optimism and this excitement for the future to feel very restless. Like that's what the tone of this retrograde is going to feel like. Like we want to go places, we want to do things, we want to explore things, we want to learn things, we want to get out of our houses, but it just doesn't come to fruition. So my recommendation with all of the astrology that's going on, especially in regards to taking on too much or possibly being super overwhelmed or stressed this holiday season, is to just take a step back and chill, which I know is hard for a lot of us to do, including myself. I am being a big ass hypocrite saying that to you right now, but I mean it when I say, take the last 2 weeks of December to just chill, to just relax, to let things flow as they're going to flow and not be so hard on yourself about truly anything. And all of these goals and all of these things that you want to come to fruition for 2024, let that be something you start on in 2024. My boyfriend's mom came over our house the other day, and she was observing something that I had put together or did, and she looks at me and she's like, Julia, you think of everything. I am always looking for the next best thing, and I think that's an influencer mentality. I feel very overwhelmed during this period of time because it's the holidays, it's Halloween, and it's fall time, and there's so much to do and so many things to purchase and decorate, and it becomes this very overwhelming task, especially when it feels like every single season that Christmas and Thanksgiving and Halloween come around, it just gets earlier and earlier and earlier. How you know this is you walk into a Target, and Target will tell you what time of year it is. I bet you next week I'll be seeing Valentine's Day decorations. Next week. I mean, you're already seeing fall and pumpkins and Halloween decor in mid-August at this point, and you're seeing Christmas decorations in September. Every year, I try to be on the schedule of just your everyday girl who is decorating for fall ever so slowly as the weather gets a little colder, and then, has a little sprinkle of Halloween, doesn't really decorate for Christmas until the day after Thanksgiving. That's when I give myself the A-OK because I want to keep the pumpkins out for Thanksgiving. And then I go crazy with Christmas decor. But by the time Thanksgiving is over, all of the Christmas decor has been wiped from all of the stores. If you don't get your Christmas decor before Black Friday, you're screwed. So I know this, but every single year I go into these couple of months with the mentality that I'm just going to take it slow. It's going to be chill. It's all going to be fine. And I'm going to enjoy each part of this season, this fall and winter season, this holiday season that I love so much. And then we get to the chaos of the holidays. And I realize how behind I feel because everyone's already decorated their Christmas trees. Everyone has already posted about the way that they wrap presents and the Christmas bar down the street. So I get extremely overwhelmed because I feel like I'm so behind. And I can only imagine that if I feel like that as a creator, that you guys must feel that way to some extent too. That it's November 25th and you have already seen multiple videos come across your social media feeds of people who have already fully decorated their house for Christmas inside and out. The tree has all the ornaments on it. The presents are wrapped under the tree. They're already visiting the local bar down the street that has all the ornaments coming from the ceiling. They have done it all already, and you have not even a little bit of tinsel, or you haven't even put up your naked Christmas tree yet. You still have pumpkins everywhere. If it overwhelms me, then it definitely has to overwhelm you to some extent. And that's where the question comes in. Are you taking on too much? The hope is no, that you're not taking on too much, that you're not stressed, that all is going A-okay. But if I'm making a good assumption and you are listening to this podcast episode, then the answer to that question of whether or not you are taking on too much and you are overwhelmed and you are stressed, it is probably a unfortunate thumbs up and a yes. We tend to all overwhelm ourselves during the holiday season. It's kind of just like a no-brainer, like it's going to happen. For me, it ends up really setting in when I realize how many birthdays are also around the holidays. I need to put out a little PSA. I need everyone to stop having children around Christmas and around just around the holiday season in general. You're safe if you're having a baby in like early November, you're having a Scorpio baby. Fine. Do we need more of those in the world? Yeah, I guess so. I love you, Scorpios, don't worry. But we don't need any more. It's not that I don't love Sagittarius and Capricorn babies, but we don't need any more of them. I'm overwhelmed with how many Christmas gifts that I have to buy, and now I have to buy a birthday present too. I have to buy both. And I don't blame the Capricorn and Sagittarius babies who have birthdays. I mean, you 100% have birthdays because you're a Cap or a Sag. But those of you that have birthdays around the holidays, I totally get your beef with getting a present from someone and it says happy birthday and Merry Christmas. I don't blame you because my birthday is not that close to the holidays. My birthday is February 28th. People have started to save up their coins again from the holidays. It is basically when everyone is ready for spring, kind of, sort of. They're planting their tulip bulbs in the ground. I don't even know. But I totally get your beef because I get 2 presents every year. I get a present for my birthday and I get a present for Christmas. So I totally understand that you would have some beef with having your birthday around Christmas or having beef with the people who give you gifts around Christmas. I get that. And that's why I wish your birthday wasn't around Christmas, because I am not someone who does a double gift like that. My sisters both have birthdays. One is in December, the other is in the beginning of January. My 2 close friends, one from college and then one from high school, have birthdays right before Christmas. Now I'm dating my boyfriend. Both of his parents have birthdays. One's in December right before Christmas and the other is in the beginning of January. And my dad's birthday was December 22nd. And a little dark humor for you all, if you like the dark humor. I get nervous with dark humor, but if you like the dark humor, that's just, he's dead. So that's one less gift that I have to buy for the Christmas birthday duo kind of thing. It's just, please stop having babies around Christmas. I'm overwhelmed. I am one of those people that will buy you a solid gift for both your birthday and for Christmas, and I do not combine them. They are separate. Not only are they separate, but they are wrapped separately and wrapped specifically in very different wrapping paper. So I know one of them has nothing to do with Christmas and the other is for Christmas. So this is a season that a lot of us are overwhelmed. A lot of us are taking on too much. If you are taking on too much, do you know what that feels like for you? You could feel so many different ways. You could be the very obvious things like very fatigued, sleeping a lot more. You could be under eating or overeating. You could be getting headaches, feeling pains like in any parts of your body. You could have digestion issues. There's so many things that could happen from taking on too much, because most likely if you're taking on too much, you are stressed, and stress is the devil. Stress affects our bodies hormonally, and stress is known to cause so many issues and speed up the process of so many issues in our bodies, in our lives. So I want to help you understand and recognize when you are taking on too much and what to do about that. Sometimes it's hard to take a step back and look at what's going on and being like, yeah, you're taking on too much. You might need to cross some things out, do some stuff later. I find that when I'm taking on too much, I will take a step back and look at everything that I'm doing. And in my case, I'm filming and I'm editing a lot of videos. So what I end up doing is usually the mental list in my brain. I will decide what just does not need to be filmed or just does not need to be edited right now, right away. This is a really hard decision to make because we just want to do it all. But it's necessary to help us start to reprioritize and reevaluate and not be stressed and not be overwhelmed. So the first thing that you're going to do when you realize that you're taking on too much, that you're feeling overwhelmed, that you're feeling stressed, is you're going to reorganize all of these things that you are doing, that's going on. And I like to do what's called a brain dump. You're going to take a piece of paper. Go ahead, take a piece of paper. And you're going to take all of your to-do lists, your calendar, your personal and work calendar, your to-do lists, everything. And you're just going to write everything down on a piece of paper. No specific order. It doesn't matter how small it is, whether it's you have to do laundry, you have to do the dishes downstairs, you have to put a mask on your feet because they're getting dry from the cold weather, whatever it may be, write it down. And now we're going to organize this list. The way that you organize this list is really going to be up to you, but the way that I organize my list is usually by work. Sometimes I'll break that down into each of the platforms that I have. Then I do a category for personal, and then I do a category for health, and then I do a category for just like extra miscellaneous things that kind of don't fit in any of the other categories. Prioritizing. It's not something that I'm great at. It's something that I'm great at writing down on a piece of paper and being like, okay, this is what you need to do first. But I'm not so great at prioritizing when I'm actually doing things, because I do things based off of how I feel. So if I don't feel like doing something, it's very tough to push myself to do it, especially when I'm already so overwhelmed and so tired. With this list in your hand, you are probably already exhausted out of your mind, and looking at this huge list of things that you have to do probably makes you even more tired and makes you feel even more behind and makes you feel even more overwhelmed. I want you to pick something on this list, wherever it is on the list, the smallest thing, the easiest task, the one that takes the least amount of time and the one that takes the least amount of energy. I want you to do that task right now. Like, pause this podcast or just listen to me in your ear as you go do it, whether that's take out the trash, brush your teeth, put that mask on your heels because they're dry from the winter weather, make a call to someone, go for your walk, whatever it is, whatever the smallest thing and the easiest thing to get done on that list is, go do it right now. Completing this one small task is going to make you feel so much more accomplished. I know looking at this huge list of all of these things that you have to do overwhelms you as is, but knocking out the small ones, the things that you can get done fairly quickly, is going to help you feel just a little bit less overwhelmed. One of the ways that I used to do my work, and it did work for me, was I would schedule things on a weekly basis. So I would have a weekly calendar and I would put the tasks in each of the days, like my to-do list each day. I would do 3 small and 1 big. Maybe one of them was pay a bill, make a call, and do the laundry. And then the large task was maybe a work project that I had to work on. And that was it for the day. Those were the bare minimum tasks that I had to do for the day. I had my giant running list, the one that you just made. I had my giant running list of things that I had to do in totality. And I would still keep that list. I would still go back to it and make sure that I was finishing the things that I was setting out to go do. But rather than look at this massive list that you have every single day, you're going to break it down into smaller pieces because it's so much more doable and so much more manageable when we're looking at it in smaller to-do lists. When you're looking at this giant list, is there anything that you can completely cross out or put on another to-do list for 2 weeks from now? Is there anything that can wait? Is there anything that you really don't need to do right now? Highlight it in a certain color, cross it out, and put it on your to-do list 2 weeks from now. We need to take some of those things off the list. If you are like me and you are someone who never thinks that anything is enough, you can let go. You are doing more than enough right now. I talked about this in an episode a couple of episodes ago. If your cup is not full, you can't give anything to anyone else. And this includes your to-do list. If your cup isn't full, you can't do any of these things. You're not going to have the energy. you're not going to have the capacity to do it. So really get realistic with yourself, really get honest with yourself when looking at this list and being like, okay, what can I let go? What can I do later? What tasks can you give to another coworker, your significant other? Which can you hire someone to do for you? Which tasks can you just completely let go? Or which task can you ask for help with from a friend or a family member or your significant other? When we are overwhelmed, we get paralyzed. We don't know where to start, what to do, where to go, how to prioritize anything. If this happens to you, like it happens to me, my biggest piece of advice is to just do something. For me, that's usually cleaning. When I'm just feeling paralyzed and don't know what next steps to take, I just do something, and most likely that is clean. Because the thing with cleaning is it is a consistent circle. I believe there was something that Mel Robbins had said where we're so overwhelmed with these tasks because we're like, when is it going to end? When these tasks that we have on our to-do list that we are constantly doing, like when is the laundry not going to be piled up? Laundry is not a task that necessarily will ever end. It's on a consistent rolling basis. It's going to pile up and then it's going to get done. And then it's going to pile up and then it's going to get done. So when we let go of these tasks that are on this rolling, consistent basis, we can start to focus on the things that we need to cross off, be done with, and we can let it go. So if you don't know where to start, just do something. Having a clean house and a clean space gives me and provides me with a clear mind so I can visually see what I need to do. But don't let a dirty dish in the sink or a couple of sparkles on the floor or the ring around your toilet make you believe that you need to absolutely drop everything that you're doing right now to focus on those tasks over the tasks that you have on this giant to-do list of yours. A plate in the sink can wait. The glitter on the floor will be swept up at some point. And the ring around your toilet, we all do it. It all has happened to us. You will get to it, and it's okay. When we are overwhelmed with so many different things that we need to just jump into it and not do the things to take care of ourselves, like make our bed, brush our teeth, go to the gym, go for a walk outside, meditate, whatever it may be, or even sleep, honestly. What I have noticed is that if we do take the time, just the 10 minutes to meditate and do our skincare, or the 20 minutes to do a quick workout or go for a walk outside, when we actually set the time aside to have those moments for ourselves, we get our to-do list done quicker. Because by doing all of those things, we're filling our cup so that we can do more. So think of it almost as if you are waking up in the morning with your cup half full. You go ahead and meditate. You pour a little bit more in. You brush your teeth, a little bit more in. You make the bed, just a little bit more in. You do your skincare, you shower, you get dressed and you get ready for the day. You pour a little bit more in. You're going for a walk, you're working out, you're eating breakfast, you're having a coffee. You're pouring more into this cup so you have the energy, the clear head, and the ability to go and complete whatever you need to complete and go on and take on the day. As someone that does neglect those things, especially when I am overwhelmed, I know that if I didn't neglect those things, that if I just pushed myself to meditate or just push myself to get a little bit of extra sleep, I would feel so much more alive and so much better about doing what I need to do. And you won't feel as overwhelmed if you're filling your cup and doing things for yourself at some point during the day, or in the beginning before you start your day, or at the end of the day. To recap this episode, if you are feeling like you're taking on too much, stop for a second and think about where you can reprioritize, maybe take stuff away or delegate stuff on your to-do list to other people, or just let some stuff go. Remember that the only way that you are going to stop feeling overwhelmed is by understanding where that feeling is coming from. Why are you feeling overwhelmed? Is it because you feel like what you're doing isn't good enough? Is it because you are not delegating things to other people and you're trying to do everything yourself? When we can stop and take a look at ourselves and our lives and be extremely self-aware of why we're feeling this way, why we're feeling overwhelmed, why we're feeling stressed, we can then finally reevaluate and reprioritize. And that could mean getting rid of some of the tasks. That could mean reprioritizing. Or that could mean breaking it down in a way that's easier for you, like doing 3 small tasks a day and 1 big task a day. We have a new moon in Sagittarius coming up on the 12th of December. And right after that, we have a Mercury retrograde in Capricorn. We are going to feel super optimistic on the 12th, and then we are going to start to feel reality set in. So we really want to get serious about our goals and our future. But even if we feel restless, emotional, take a step back and use the rest of 2023 to relax and do things for yourself. We do not need to be doing it all, and you are doing more than enough. Thank you so much for tuning into the Self-Love Archives podcast. I appreciate all of you for being here and making it to the end if you have. I have a special surprise coming up. I am putting together just a little giveaway. I am probably going to have it put together and posted and everything by next week-ish. So make sure to look out for that. It's just my way of saying thank you so much for being here and supporting the Self-Love Archives. We are not even a year into the Self-Love Archives just yet, but it has become so special to me and so meaningful. And those of you that support it, I appreciate you so much. And I just want to give you a little something. So make sure to look out for that. And if you are feeling overwhelmed or like you're taking on too much, I hope this episode was helpful. I love you to the moon and back, and I will see you next week, same time, Sunday, 12 o'clock Eastern Time. Bye.